Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a single penny in your pocket being worth thousands of dollars. That's the power of the Lincoln wheat cent struck between 1909 and 1958. These coins are more than copper, they are pieces of American history. Some are so rare and well-preserved that they can turn everyday change into life-changing treasure. Stay with us, because today we uncover one of the most valuable wheat cents you'll ever see. The story begins in the year 1952. A time when the United States was still shaping its post-war identity. Families were rebuilding, industry was booming, and the Lincoln wheat cent continued its proud role as the workhorse of everyday commerce. The 1952 D wheat cent was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest facilities in the nation. Millions of coins flowed from its presses, but only a select few would stand the test of time as treasures of immense value. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. His face stands as a timeless symbol of freedom, strength, and the enduring values of the American people. Turn the coin over, and you will see the classic wheat ears on the reverse, a design that proudly represented prosperity and growth. For collectors, this simple yet powerful image carries nostalgia and deep historical meaning. Now, you may be wondering, with so many of these coins minted, what makes the 1952 D Lincoln wheat cent so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, preservation, and the unrelenting passion of collectors worldwide. Coins from Denver were widely used in daily transactions. Most were worn down in pockets, purses, and cash registers. Very few survived in pristine, untouched condition. These rare survivors became jewels of the numismatic world. The magic of the 1952 D is found in those special examples that remain in mint state grades, glowing with original luster and free from the scars of circulation. Such coins are the ones that set collectors' hearts racing. Auction houses have witnessed jaw-dropping moments when these cents crossed the block. What many considered an ordinary penny suddenly transformed into a prize worth thousands of dollars. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this humble 1-cent piece has fetched values as high as $9,000 when found in the finest possible grade. Imagine holding something in your hand that most people overlook, only to discover it is worth thousands of dollars. That is the power of numismatics, the thrill of turning pocket change into a treasure chest, the excitement of knowing history rests in the palm of your hand. The 1952 D Lincoln wheat cent is not just valuable because of condition or grade, it is valuable because it represents the spirit of America. It connects us to the past, to an era when coins were more than currency, they were a reflection of national pride. Every coin collector dreams of finding such a piece, tucked away in an old jar, resting in a family collection, or hidden in the corner of a forgotten drawer. The story of discovery is what fuels the passion of this hobby. So why should you care about the 1952 D wheat cent? Because it reminds us that treasures often come in the smallest of forms. This coin proves that something as simple as a cent can carry immense worth. Holding one is like holding a slice of American history, solid, tangible, and forever valuable. Its worth is not measured in copper alone, but in the stories it tells and the legacy it represents. Collectors today continue to chase after this coin, competing fiercely to secure the highest graded examples. And each year, as supplies shrink and demand rises, the value climbs ever higher. If you are lucky enough to discover a 1952 D Lincoln wheat cent in exceptional condition, treat it as the treasure it truly is. With maximum value soaring up to $9,000, this coin is a shining reminder that history and fortune can walk hand in hand. The 1952 D wheat cent is more than just a penny. It is a hidden jewel, a rare collectible, and a symbol of how even the smallest coin can hold life-changing value. So keep your eyes open, search carefully, and perhaps the next great discovery will be yours. Now we shine the spotlight on a hidden gem that collectors chase with great passion, the 1953 Lincoln wheat cent with the Denver D mint mark. The year was 1953. A time when America was filled with optimism and growth. The post-war boom was in full swing, and the Denver Mint was busy striking millions of coins for circulation. Among these, the 1953 D wheat cent quietly entered the pockets of everyday Americans. This coin, designed by Victor David Brenner, proudly displays the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Lincoln's face has graced the cent since 1909. Serving as a reminder of leadership, sacrifice, and the nation's fight for unity. On the reverse, the classic wheat stalks stand tall, symbolizing prosperity, growth, and abundance. To collectors, the wheat design represents a golden age of American coinage, an era when even the smallest denomination carried beauty and significance. But what makes the 1953 D wheat cent truly valuable is not just its design or history. It is the combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Though millions were minted, few survived in exceptional, untouched quality. Think about it, most of these coins passed through countless hands, endured years of use, and eventually became worn down. But those rare survivors, carefully preserved in mint state condition, are where the magic begins. When one of these coins appears in pristine quality, glowing with its original red luster, collectors compete fiercely to secure it. And that competition drives the value into truly impressive territory. Auction houses have recorded moments where this simple 1-cent piece transformed into a treasure worth thousands of dollars. What many once dismissed as ordinary has proven to be extraordinary in the world of numismatics. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the 1953 wheat cent has reached values up to $7,000 in the finest conditions. That's right, this small copper coin, once worth a single cent, can now command a price that rivals luxury items. Imagine the thrill of finding such a coin in your collection, or tucked away in a forgotten jar of pennies. The excitement of knowing you hold something so valuable is what keeps collectors searching day after day. The beauty of this coin is that it tells a story far greater than its size. It speaks of America's resilience in the 1950s, of artistry and design, and of the enduring fascination with Lincoln's legacy. Every serious coin collector dreams of owning a high-grade 1953 wheat cent. It is not just a piece of copper, it is a piece of history, a rare survivor, and a symbol of how value is created through time and preservation. When you hold this coin, you are not just holding money, you are holding history. You are holding a part of America's journey, carefully passed down through the decades. And the best part? Its value continues to rise. As more collectors enter the hobby and as fewer high-quality coins remain available, the demand only pushes prices higher. That is why the 1953 wheat cent remains such a thrilling discovery. It combines beauty, history, and real financial value, making it one of the most sought-after wheat cents of its time. So if you ever come across a 1953 Lincoln wheat cent in superb condition, do not underestimate its potential. That tiny coin could be worth up to $7,000. Turning a small piece of copper into a true treasure. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1953 wheat cent proves that greatness can be found in the smallest of places. It is valuable, it is historic, and it is a shining reminder that every coin has a story worth. So keep searching, keep collecting, and maybe, just maybe, the next rare and valuable treasure you discover will be the 1953 wheat cent, a coin that turns pennies into fortune. Now we bring into the spotlight a true collector's treasure, the 1955 Lincoln wheat cent with the Denver D mint mark. The year 1955 was a defining moment in America's history. The country was enjoying a time of economic growth, culture was shifting, and the Denver Mint was working around the clock to produce coins for circulation. Among the countless cents struck, the 1955 wheat cent stands tall as one of the most desirable coins for collectors. On its obverse, the coin proudly displays the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's timeless image had already been on the penny for nearly half a century by then, serving as a reminder of leadership, strength, and the preservation of the Union. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the classic wheat ears design on the reverse. Those two stalks of wheat, simple yet powerful, represented abundance and prosperity, a fitting symbol for America in the 1950s. Now, you may be asking, why is the 1955 wheat cent so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. While many were minted, only a fraction survived the test of time in pristine, mint state condition. Most of these coins circulated heavily through the pockets, purses, and cash registers of everyday Americans. The ones that escaped wear and tear are the true gems, the coins that shine with original red luster, untouched by decades of use. It is these high-grade survivors that make the 1955 wheat cent so highly prized. Collectors know that owning such a piece is not just about copper and design, it's about history, rarity, and prestige. Over the years, these coins have made appearances in major auctions, often shocking onlookers with the incredible prices they commanded. What started life as a humble 1-cent coin has risen to become a collectible worth thousands of dollars. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the 1955 Lincoln wheat cent has reached values up to $6,000 in the finest conditions. That's the maximum collectors have paid to secure this remarkable piece of numismatic history. Imagine the thrill of holding a small coin that once slipped casually through the hands of Americans in the 1950s, now transformed into a treasure worth thousands. That is the magic of coin collecting. The 1955 is not just a coin, it is a symbol of discovery. Every time a collector searches through old jars, rolls, or inherited collections, there's the possibility of uncovering a wheat cent that could change everything. This coin embodies the beauty of numismatics, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, elevating a 1-cent piece into an artifact of immense value and historical importance. For collectors, it represents an opportunity, a chance to own a coin that combines artistry, legacy, and wealth all in one small package. For history lovers, it is a reminder of mid-20th century America, a nation strong and proud. Each 1955 wheat cent in high grade becomes rarer with every passing year. The pool of untouched coins continues to shrink, while demand among collectors only grows stronger. That simple economic truth, limited supply and increasing demand, guarantees that this coin will remain a sought-after treasure well into the future. So, if you ever come across a 1955 Lincoln wheat cent in exceptional condition, know that you may be holding a piece of history worth up to $6,000, a fortune born from copper, preserved across time, and cherished by collectors. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1955 wheat cent is more than just valuable, it is a testament to the power of preservation, the thrill of discovery, and the timeless appeal of America's most famous coin design. Keep your eyes open, keep searching, and perhaps your next great discovery will be this very coin, transforming an ordinary penny into an extraordinary treasure. Now, we dive into the remarkable story of the 1956 Lincoln wheat cent with the Denver D mint mark, a coin that continues to shine as a true collector's prize. The year was 1956, a time when America was booming with optimism, industry, and prosperity. The Denver Mint was one of the busiest facilities in the country, striking millions of coins to fuel the nation's growing economy. Among them, the 1956 wheat cent quietly entered circulation. On its obverse, the legendary portrait of Abraham Lincoln takes center stage. Sculpted by Victor David Brenner, this design had already become an American icon, representing unity, leadership, and sacrifice. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the enduring wheat ears design on the reverse. For collectors, these two simple stalks of wheat symbolize growth, abundance, and a golden age of American coinage that ended in 1958. But while the design is timeless, the true magic of the 1956 wheat cent lies in its rarity and condition. Though millions were minted, only a fraction have survived the decades in pristine, uncirculated form. Most of these coins were spent in grocery stores, tucked into piggy banks, or passed through cash registers until they became worn and ordinary. Yet a select few were carefully preserved, their luster untouched, their surfaces flawless. It is these high-grade survivors that capture the imagination of collectors. When such a coin appears, glowing with fiery red brilliance, it becomes a centerpiece of any collection. Over the years, the 1956 wheat cent has amazed the numismatic world by achieving incredible values at auction. What began as a single cent has risen to heights that few could have imagined. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the 1956 wheat cent has reached values as high as $6,500 in the finest possible condition. That's right, this small copper coin, once used for everyday purchases, can now be worth thousands of dollars. Imagine holding something so common, yet so rare, a coin that tells the story of America in the 1950s while carrying a value that rivals precious treasures. That is the beauty of this remarkable cent. Collectors know that the 1956 is more than just money. It is history preserved in copper. It is artistry that has stood the test of time, and it is proof that even the smallest denomination can become a treasure of immense worth. Every collector dreams of stumbling upon one of these gems, hidden away in an old coin jar, a family collection, or a forgotten box of pennies. The moment of discovery can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. This coin teaches us an important lesson: never underestimate the power of preservation. Those who saved this cent in pristine condition unknowingly created a masterpiece of numismatic history. The demand for the 1956 wheat cent has only grown stronger over the decades. As collectors compete for the finest examples, the values continue to climb, ensuring this coin's place as one of the most sought-after wheat cents ever struck. It is not just about copper or rarity, it is about owning a piece of American heritage. The 1956 links us to a time of optimism, progress, and national pride, all encapsulated in the form of a single coin. If you ever discover one of these in superb condition, know that you may be holding a coin worth up to $6,500, a penny that transforms into a fortune, a small relic of history with a story worth far more than its face value. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1956 Lincoln wheat cent is more than valuable. It is a symbol of history, artistry, and wealth combined. It stands as proof that great treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. So keep searching, keep collecting, and perhaps your next great discovery will be the 1956 wheat cent, a coin that turns copper into gold and history into fortune. We now arrive at the final treasure in our wheat cent journey, the 1957 Lincoln wheat cent with the Denver D mint mark. This coin represents not only value, but also the closing chapter of one of America's most beloved coin designs. The year was 1957, a time when America was booming with growth, prosperity, and change. At the Denver Mint, millions of coins were struck for everyday use. Among them, the 1957 D wheat cent entered circulation, destined to become a favorite among collectors decades later. On the front of this coin, we find the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It is a face that reminds us of leadership, sacrifice, and unity. On the back, the classic wheat stalks stand tall, symbols of abundance and hope that had graced the nation's pennies for nearly 50 years. But little did people know, this design was soon coming to an end. By 1959, the Lincoln Memorial reverse would take its place, making the 1957 D one of the final representatives of a fading era. What makes this coin truly remarkable is not just its design, but its rarity and top condition. While millions were minted, most were used daily, spent, worn, and forgotten in pockets, drawers, and jars. Yet, a select few were carefully preserved, untouched, and saved in brilliant mint state, their red copper luster glowing as bright as the day they left the press. It is these flawless survivors that have elevated the 1957 D wheat cent to legendary status among collectors. At its finest, this coin is sold for an astonishing $5,500 at auction. Think about that, a single penny from the late 1950s, once used to buy candy or gum, now commanding the price of a luxury vacation. That is the magic of numismatics. The 1957 D wheat cent is valuable not only for its condition but also for its place in history. It marks the near end of the wheat cent era, a design loved by millions and admired by collectors across generations. Owning one of these coins in high grade is like holding a farewell piece of American coinage artistry. Collectors all over the world chase after these coins, competing fiercely for the highest graded examples. Each year, as the demand grows and the supply of pristine coins becomes smaller, the value continues to rise. When you hold a 1957 D wheat cent in your hand, you are holding more than copper, you are holding a story. It is the story of America's strength in the 1950s, of the artistry of its coinage, and of the beauty that even the smallest coin can carry. And now, as we bring this series to its conclusion, the 1957 D wheat cent reminds us that coin collecting is not just about value, it is about discovery, history, and passion. A penny once overlooked can turn into a life-changing treasure. This final cent completes our journey through the wheat cents of America. From the very first issues in 1909 to this last gem of the 1950s, these coins have shown us that even the simplest coin can hold untold value and unforgettable stories. So as this chapter closes, remember, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. Because the next time you glance at a penny in your hand, you just might be holding a treasure worth thousands of dollars.